You're over 60. Your body's changing, but your desire, it hasn't disappeared. Maybe you're widowed. Maybe your partner isn't as active anymore. Or maybe you just want to know, is it still okay to masturbate at my age? You might be surprised to hear this, but one of the most common private questions I get from men over 60 isn't about prostate issues or testosterone. It's this one. Doctor, is it still healthy or even normal to masturbate at my age? And the truth is, there's a lot of misinformation out there. Some say it drains your energy. Some say it shrinks your testosterone. Others claim it's a sign of weakness or shame. Or worse, you should have outgrown that by now. But here's what I want you to know. Masturbation, when done with awareness and in balance, can be a powerful tool for men over 60, not just for physical release, but for hormonal health, prostate function, and even emotional well-being. I'm Dr. Victor Hale, a urologist and men's health specialist for over 15 years. And in today's video, I'm going to cut through the myths, share the latest medical evidence, and most importantly, give you a safe, doctor-backed answer to a question most men are too embarrassed to ask. You'll learn the truth about how masturbation affects testosterone, erections, and prostate health, what changes after 60, and why it matters, and the ideal frequency, timing, and technique to support not sabotage your health. If you're ready to understand your body instead of fearing it, click like, hit subscribe, and stay with me until the end. Let's finally talk about what no one else dares to say, honestly, scientifically, and without shame. Let's begin with the basics. What exactly changes in a man's sexual function after 60? It's easy to blame it all on age. But that answer is too simple and too discouraging. In truth, there are three major physiological systems that start shifting after 60, and each one affects your desire, your ability, and your satisfaction. The hormonal drop. Testosterone takes a hit. Testosterone is the hormone that fuels male desire, confidence, muscle mass, energy, and most importantly, erectile strength. Starting around age 30, testosterone begins to decline gradually. But by age 60, the drop becomes more significant. Most men at this age are producing 40–60% less testosterone than they did in their 20s and 30s. The result? Lower libido, slower arousal, weaker erections, less fréquentes spontanées érections, decreased sensitivity. And here's something most men don't know. Masturbation and sexual activity can actually help maintain healthy testosterone levels when done appropriately. We'll explore how in Part 3. 2. The vascular system. Blood flow isn't what it used to be. Your erection isn't just about hormones, it's primarily about blood flow. Erections depend on strong, fast-moving blood through flexible arteries. But after 60, your arteries naturally become less elastic, and your production of nitric oxide, the molecule that relaxes blood vessels, drops. Men over 60 are also more likely to have high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, prediabetes or diabetes, sedentary lifestyle habits. All of these factors limit circulation to the penis, which makes it harder to achieve and maintain a firm erection. So even if your brain and hormones are ready, your body might struggle to keep up. 3. Nervous system and sensitivity. Slower response time. As men age, the nerves that carry arousal signals from your brain to your genitals can become less responsive. This means it may take longer to get aroused. Touch may feel less intense. Orgasm may be delayed or weaker. It doesn't mean you're broken. It just means your system is slower, not broken. And it requires a bit more intention and care than it did 30 years ago. Case story. Mr. C, age 66. Mr. C came to my clinic embarrassed. It takes me forever to get in the mood, and even when I do, I'm not as sensitive anymore, he said. We ran his labs. Testosterone slightly low, but not dangerously so. His cholesterol was high, and he hadn't exercised in 10 years. After a few changes, walking daily, supplementing vitamin D, and yes, allowing himself to masturbate in a healthy routine, he returned 8 weeks later with a smile. I feel like myself again, doc. Bottom line, after 60, sexual function doesn't disappear, but it changes. The rules shift. What used to be automatic now requires intention, care, and better information. And that brings us to a bigger question. Where does masturbation fit into all of this? Is it helpful, harmful, necessary? You've heard the myths. Now let's talk about the truth. In the next section, I'll uncover the most common misunderstandings about masturbation and explain what science really says about it after age 60. Let's be honest. Masturbation is one of the most misunderstood and least talked about topics in male health, especially after age 60. Many older men grew up with a deeply conflicting view of it. It's shameful. It's sinful. It's something you're supposed to outgrow. Real men don't need to touch themselves. If you're married, it's cheating. It makes you weak, lazy, or dependent. But what does modern medical science say? As a urologist who has worked with thousands of men over the age of 60, let me give it to you straight. Masturbation is not only normal, it can be beneficial for your physical, hormonal, and emotional health. Let's break down the biggest myths owned by UN and replace them with facts. Myth 1. Masturbation lowers testosterone. This is one of the most common fears. Many men worry that masturbating will drain their testosterone or make them weaker. But here's what science actually shows. Occasional or moderate masturbation has no long-term negative impact on testosterone levels. In fact, studies suggest the opposite. One study from China found that men who abstained from ejaculation for more than 7 days had a temporary spike in testosterone, but it returned to baseline quickly. Long-term abstinence did not raise testosterone. If anything, complete sexual inactivity can actually lower libido and reduce spontaneous testosterone spikes. Fact: healthy sexual release, including through masturbation, can help maintain normal testosterone rhythms by activating dopamine and oxytocin cycles. Myth 2. Masturbation causes erectile dysfunction. Here's the truth. Masturbation does not cause ED, but how you masturbate might affect your erections. Let me explain. Some men develop a pattern of fast, rushed stimulation, e.g., under stress or hiding it, over-reliance on porn, strong, tight grip, death grip, zero arousal buildup, or fantasy engagement. Over time, this creates a type of sexual conditioning where your brain and body only respond to one very specific form of stimulation. This can make it harder to become aroused with a partner or delay ejaculation. But this is not the same as clinical ED. It's not hormonal or vascular, it's behavioral and neurological. Fact: mindful, slow, intentional self-pleasure can improve erection quality by increasing blood flow, pelvic floor activity, and arousal awareness. Myth 3. If you masturbate, it means you're lonely, perverted, or failing as a man. This is outdated cultural baggage. Many men over 60 may be widowed, divorced, or have a partner with health conditions or decreased interest in sex. Masturbation in these cases is not about failure. It's about maintaining connection to your own body, needs, and vitality. Even men in happy, healthy marriages masturbate. It's not an insult to your partner. In fact, many couples benefit when each person has autonomy over their pleasure. Fact: masturbation is a form of sexual self-care. It allows men to stay in tune with their arousal, explore what feels good, and release tension in a safe and private way. Myth 4. Masturbation increases the risk of prostate cancer. This is false, and actually the opposite is true. Several studies, including one published in JAMA, Journal of the American Medical Association, found that men who ejaculate more frequently had a reduced risk of prostate cancer, especially those who ejaculated at least 21 times per month. Why? Because ejaculation helps flush out toxins, reduce inflammation, and maintain healthy prostate fluid circulation. Fact: regular ejaculation may reduce prostate cancer risk and improve overall prostate health in older men. Myth 5. You're too old for that. This one is personal. I've had men in their 70s and 80s come into my office whispering, "Doctor, is it strange that I still think about sex?" Absolutely not. Sexuality doesn't expire. Your needs may shift, your response time may slow, but your capacity for pleasure, connection, and desire remains. And masturbation can help keep that part of you alive. Fact: masturbation is ageless. What changes is how your body responds and how you approach it. So, what are the actual health benefits? When done in moderation and with awareness, Masturbation in men over 60 can provide the following scientifically observed benefits. 1. Improved pelvic floor function. Erections depend on blood flow and muscle tone. Ejaculation activates pelvic floor muscles like the bulbocavernosus and ischiocavernosus for erectile strength. 2. Better sleep. Orgasm triggers oxytocin and prolactin, which induce relaxation and sleep, especially helpful if you struggle with insomnia or restlessness. 3. Prostate health. As mentioned above, regular ejaculation lowers congestion in the prostate and may reduce cancer risk. C. Mental health. Pleasure releases dopamine and serotonin neurotransmitters linked to mood regulation, memory, and confidence. It's a natural antidepressant. 5. Sexual confidence. Men who maintain a healthy solo sexual practice often feel less anxiety during partnered sex, as they know their bodies, their rhythms, and what they enjoy. But can it be harmful? Yes, if taken to extremes or done unconsciously. Excessive frequency. If masturbation replaces all other forms of intimacy, causes fatigue, or becomes compulsive, i.e., you feel driven to do it even when it's not pleasurable, it's time to pause and reflect. There's no universal safe number, but for most men over 60, 2-4 times per week is a healthy, balanced rhythm. Some may benefit from more, some from less. Porn dependency. Porn can be stimulating, but excessive use often rewires the brain, raising the threshold for arousal and reducing satisfaction in real life. Use it mindfully, or better yet, focus on fantasy, memory, or sensual audio. Shame and guilt. If masturbation is surrounded by shame, it activates cortisol, the stress hormone, which can blunt testosterone and undermine its benefits. You deserve better than that. Your pleasure shouldn't come with punishment. Case study. Mr. R, age 68. Mr. R was divorced, lived alone, and had been celibate for 5 years. He came to me with concerns about ED and low testosterone. I don't even know if I should be doing anything sexual anymore, he said. We talked. I encouraged him to try a slow, mindful masturbation practice twice a week. No porn, just him and his imagination. 6 weeks later, he returned smiling. I feel more like myself again. I even started dating. Pleasure isn't a luxury. It's a biological signal of aliveness, and when approached with care, it can help reawaken vitality at any age. Key takeaways so far. Myth reality. It lowers testosterone. Moderate masturbation supports healthy hormone rhythms. It causes ED. Only poor technique, dose low, mindful practice can improve erections. It's shameful. It's natural, healthy, and personal. It harms the prostate. Regular ejaculation may lower prostate cancer risk. You're too old. Sexuality is lifelong. Your needs just change. Up next, we'll talk how to do it right. Not just if you should, but how to masturbate in a healthy, balanced, medically safe way after 60. Because yes, there is a right way, and I'll teach it to you in part 3. Now that we've broken the myths, it's time to answer the next important question. If I choose to masturbate after 60, how do I do it in a way that supports my health, not harms it? Because here's the truth. Your body is different now. What worked at the 30th of may not feel the same at 65 or 70. But that doesn't mean pleasure is over, it just means it requires a different approach. Let's explore the how, the when, the how often, and the mistakes to avoid so you can make this part of your life healing, helpful, and deeply satisfying. 1. Shift from release to connection. When you were younger, masturbation was likely fast, urgent, instinctual. But now, it's time to treat it as a form of wellness, not just release. The goal is no longer just to get it done, but to reconnect with your body, your energy, your sensations. Pleasure after 60 is less about performance and more about presence. This is especially important because your response time may be slower. Your skin sensitivity may change. Erections may come and go. Your arousal might build gradually. So instead of fixing yourself through masturbation, use it to get to know the version of yourself you are now. 2. Set the right environment. Many men over 60 rush through the act or feel ashamed. That leads to tension, stress, and poor experience. If you want a healthy, satisfying solo experience, choose a time when you won't be interrupted. Silence your phone. Dim the lights. Sit or lie in a comfortable, supportive position. Use a warm towel or blanket to feel grounded. Optional. Play calming instrumental music or nature sounds. This isn't indulgent, it's respectful to your nervous system. You're creating an environment where your body can relax and respond. San. Use proper lubrication. As we age, skin becomes thinner and drier, and friction can cause micro-tears, irritation, or even reduced sensitivity over time. Using a high-quality lubricant reduces friction, enhances sensation, prevents skin damage, makes the experience smoother and more enjoyable. For older men, I recommend water-based lubricants, easy to clean, gentle, silicone-based, longer, lasting, more slick. Avoid petroleum jelly or oils, which can trap bacteria. If you experience any itching, redness, or soreness after masturbation, lack of lubrication is often the cause. C. Slow down the process. This may be the most important shift. Fast is for stress. Slow is for pleasure. As a doctor, I've seen this over and over again. Men who take their time report greater arousal, stronger erections, more intense orgasms, less frustration or fatigue. Take 15-30 minutes. Breathe deeply. Focus on sensation rather than fantasy or imagery at first. Let your body guide the rhythm. If you feel yourself rushing, pause. Return to touch, breath, and body awareness. Woo. Change your technique. Many men unknowingly use a grip or motion that desensitizes their penis or reinforces patterns that don't work during partnered intimacy. Here's what I recommend for better results. Use a looser grip. Imagine how a partner would touch you. Explore different strokes, full shaft, just the head, circular motion. Vary pressure and speed. Don't stay in one pattern too long. Stimulate other areas. Inner thighs, perineum, area between testicles and anus, nipples. Try edging. Bring yourself close to orgasm, then pause. This helps build stamina and rewires arousal pathways. These changes can help reawaken nerves, blood flow, and brain-body connection, especially important for men recovering from long periods of sexual inactivity. 6. Pay attention to frequency. So, how often should you masturbate after 60? There's no perfect number, but here are some medical considerations. 1-3 times per week is ideal for most men to maintain prostate health, hormonal balance, and sexual function. Too little, 0.1x month, can lead to congestion, low testosterone spikes, and emotional detachment. Too much, daily or multiple times, day, can reduce sensitivity, delay recovery, and cause fatigue. Instead of counting, ask yourself, am I doing this because I feel connected or just because I feel bored, lonely, or stressed? That question alone can guide you toward healthy sexual self-regulation. 7. Avoid porn or use it mindfully. Many older men fall into a trap. They use porn to feel aroused because their body doesn't respond like before. But porn, especially high stimulation, rapid-cut online content, rewires your brain for fast dopamine hits, making it harder to enjoy real, slower sensations. Over time, this leads to erectile difficulties, performance anxiety, desensitization, disconnection from your own body. If you use porn, choose slow, soft, sensual content or switch to audio, written material, or fantasy, memory. Less dopamine equals more sensation. Opt. Aftercare is important. This may sound strange, but your body after orgasm still needs care, especially as you age. Don't just zip up and move on. Instead, rest for a few minutes. Breathe deeply. Wash gently with warm water. Hydrate, especially if you sweat or feel drained. Reflect on how it felt not just physically, but emotionally. Why? Because masturbation at this age isn't just physical, it's hormonal, neurological, emotional, and spiritual. 9. Watch for warning signs. Masturbation is healthy, but not if it becomes compulsive or harmful. Red flags include: you feel guilty, ashamed, or anxious after every time. You can't stop even when you want to. You stop seeing friends or engaging with your partner. Erections worsen over time despite frequent stimulation. You feel emotionally empty afterward. In those cases, it's not about stopping masturbation, it's about getting support. A therapist, urologist, or men's health coach can help you reset your relationship with sexuality. Case story. Mr. S, age 72. Mr. S hadn't masturbated in over 10 years. He believed it was wrong after marriage, and since his wife passed, he avoided it entirely. But he was lonely, stressed, and disconnected from his body. I guided him to reintroduce slow, mindful solo practice just once a week, with calming music and no porn. His report 2 months later? I feel whole again. Not just sexually, emotionally. It's like I remembered who I was. This is the power of conscious pleasure, especially in our later years. Summary: your healthy solo practice blueprint. Step why it matters. Create a calm space. Reduces stress. Helps arousal. Use lubrication. Prevents irritation. Enhances feel. Go slow. Deepens sensation and pleasure. Explore technique. Avoid desensitization. Stay mindful. Connects body, emotion, and arousal. Keep balanced frequency. Supports hormone and prostate health. Avoid overstimulating porn. Protects real-life sensitivity. Practice aftercare. Supports recovery and nervous system. Final thought. Masturbation after 60 isn't a weakness. It isn't shameful. And it isn't a substitute for real intimacy. It is a tool, a way to stay in touch with your vitality, your pleasure, your confidence. When used with intention and balance, it becomes a part of whole-body wellness, just like walking, eating well, or sleeping. Your body hasn't given up on you. Don't give up on it. Let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've uncovered. If you're over 60 and wondering whether masturbation is still healthy, still normal, still youth, the answer is simple. Yes. And it may be more important now than ever. This isn't about shame. It's not about performance. It's about understanding how your body works today and how you can support it with care, respect, and confidence. Here's what we learned today. Quick recap. Masturbation. After 60, what you need to know. It does not lower testosterone. In fact, it helps regulate healthy hormonal rhythms. It does not cause ED, but poor technique and porn overuse can. It supports prostate health, sleep, mood, circulation, and confidence. It's perfectly normal, even in loving relationships or when living alone. There's a right way to do it: slow, mindful, with awareness and intention. You are not broken. You are not too old. Oxine. Your desire is not a problem, it's a signal. A sign that your body still wants to connect, to express, to feel alive. Intimacy is not just something we share with others. It starts with how we relate to ourselves. Oh, and if masturbation can be a tool for you to reconnect, heal, and grow, then it deserves to be part of your wellness routine, without guilt, without shame, and without apology. What to do next? Hit the like button if this video opened your mind, or answered a question you've carried for years. Subscribe to this channel, Intimacy Over 60, for more doctor-backed videos on senior sexual health, confidence, hormones, and vitality. Comment the number 1 below if you're ready to apply what you learned tonight. Don't forget to grab your free gift. 7 testosterone-boosting foods for men over 60. Download link is pinned in the top comment. And if you haven't watched it yet, check out this next video. 3 doctor-proven steps to reverse erectile dysfunction after 60. It's the perfect companion to this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being brave enough to ask the hard questions. And remember, pleasure has no expiration date. Confidence doesn't retire. And real masculinity evolves, it doesn't disappear. Stay strong. Stay curious. And I'll see you in the next video.